In this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to photograph your artwork. In this day and age, it's a super important skill to have because you have an Instagram account, you have a website. Right now I'm having my Advanced Art students submitting artwork to an online exhibition. So you need to make sure your artwork looks good to people online who have never seen your artwork in person. Of course, your artwork is always going to look better in person, but you need to make sure you know how to make it look good in a digital format as well. So I'm going to teach you how to do that today. I have selected a few different artworks to show you because every artwork has different challenges depending on the medium that it's on, the surface that it's on. So I've chosen a few different paintings here that have different challenges. But I'm going to start with just a pencil drawing on white paper. Try and include as many not to do bad examples in this right now, and then I will show you the image that I take like this, and then I'll show you some things that I do to make a much better image, and I'll show you the results. So you can use a cell phone camera or a simple digital camera. So this is the bad example. Okay, I'm done. The first thing you want to consider is your angle. The worst thing that I did just now is that I took my picture from an angle. What you will see on your camera screen is a trapezoid. Your artwork will not look like a rectangle. It will look bigger at the bottom and smaller at the top. Then on the computer, you'll have to crop out a lot and it'll be distorted. So the first thing you want to do is just make sure your camera is shooting your artwork straight on and not at an angle. The easiest way to do this is bird's eye view. It's just flat down on a table and I'm here. So the next thing I want to do is just put my artwork right up to my camera screen, and I want to be able to fill it. So I want to look for an even border here. That way I know I'm hitting it straight on. If you have a lot of extra space that you don't mind cropping out, you can just crop with your photo, or you can leave a little bit of extra space. Then I focus and shoot. Okay, so the next thing you want to consider is your light source. It is very, very difficult to use indoor lighting. I'm not even going to teach you how to do that. You have to do this in the day, and you can, if it's a really windy, rainy day, you can do it next to a window. The best results are if you just go outside. So we'll talk about that next. But if you have to be inside, you need to find a big, bright window with a lot of daylight coming through. I'm just going to set my artwork on the ground so that I can take it from bird's eye view. Okay, and then the problem with this setup is that my light source is coming from this window right here, and I'm not getting the light source over here. So you can't really see it right now, but when I edit this photo on the computer, you will distinctly see that this side of the artwork will be lighter and this side will be darker. I promise you, you can't see it right now, but you'll see it on the computer, especially when you start to edit. Everything over here will be dark and everything will be light. So one way to counteract that is if you have something white that can reflect light back onto your artwork. It can be a poster board, it can be a white sheet. You'll have to get creative with your setup. If I set something white on the other side, that's going to help reflect some of that daylight back onto the dark side of my artwork. And my camera person's gonna hold it for me. And I'm gonna get a bird's eye view. Oh, I just turned my camera off. Okay. This is when I photographed next to a window, inside next to a window, without the reflective surface. What you can see right here is the light side, which was closest to the window. If you look at the brown color of the paper, the color of the paper looks distinctly different here than it does right here. See how this brown paper looks much darker and warmer and much lighter and cooler next to the light source. There's no easy way to fix that unevenness. So when I set the reflective board on the side of it, that did even things out a little bit. I got this side to be a little bit lighter, but we still see a difference in lightness and darkness. Okay, so now we're outside. This is the ideal situation for photographing your artwork. A sunny day is really important. Sometime around noon where the sun is right above you is the best time. Even a little bit of cloud cover is actually kind of nice. So a slightly cloudy day or a sunny day at noon outside is the best. Now we're going to talk about shooting in direct sunlight. So I want you to see this corner of the building. You can see this wall of the building is light, this wall of the building is dark, and you can slightly see a cast shadow on the ground. So this is what I call open shade. Open shade is what it sounds like. It's an area of shade. I'm getting shade from the building, but it's a very large area of shade. So it's not like a really dark shadow, okay? Open shade is the best thing for photographing your artwork. So I have some artworks here that I showed some specific challenges with. I'm going to go back to this one where I started with. Because it's on a flimsy piece of paper, I just simply tape the corners down onto something a little more sturdy, so my artwork isn't going to blow away and it's going to support itself. I want you to show you, I need to again shoot my picture straight on. So if I'm standing up, I'm not straight on. My artwork is at the wrong angle. Okay, so I need to get at the right angle with that. Now, in the past, I've just been shooting one image. That's because I've already taken these photos. You need to shoot probably 3 because it's the worst thing when you get on the computer and realize all your images are blurry. So take 3 in case one of them is blurry or 2 of them are blurry, then you have one that's not. Okay, this piece is a unique challenge because it's scratchboard. Scratchboard has like a velvety surface that puts a glare. It's not a bright glare, but it's a glare that makes the black not look black. So I have that issue. I also have the issue where it's flimsy, and I also have the issue where if you're trying to shoot an artwork that has a lot of blacks, your camera is going to want to compensate for how dark it is. So it's going to automatically lighten your image and make your black not look black. So the way I've compensated for that, or I kind of trick the camera, is I put it on a white background. So what I'm going to do is when I shoot this, I'm going to include some of the white background in my image, and the white background's going to trick the camera back into making these blacks look black. The same thing is why I had the white image on a black surface. Okay, it helps trick the camera back into seeing it as it should. The other thing is it's flimsy, so I just got a canvas and I just taped it to a canvas so it's staying where it needs to. And then the last issue is glare. So the weirdest thing about this image is I shot it in daylight, I shot it in open shade, and the thing that worked best for me, come with me, this didn't work best for me. For some reason, being the other direction, with a little bit of the direct sunlight hitting it, got me the best results. Now, this is where you'll probably want some help. Because one thing about holding your artwork is you're gonna move. Even another person, they're gonna move. So your image might be a little bit blurry. So it's really not the best option. But I just wanna show to you that every artwork is gonna have its weird challenges, and you're gonna have to experiment with lots of different places to figure out just what works best. Okay. I've got an acrylic painting here, and the challenge with this one is that she varnished it with a shiny varnish. I don't know if you guys can see that shine. We love shiny varnishes, they're real sexy, but they make it very hard to photograph. Best scenario is photograph it before you varnish it. That's gonna make things easiest. But you know, hindsight's 20/20, so I'm gonna show you a quick, easy way to get rid of glare. Again, I'm doing this by myself, you're gonna want a helper. But what I found is I'm in the open shade, but if I tilt it downward, it gets rid of the glare. But I still need to angle my camera so I'm not shooting my image at an angle that I'm still straight on. See how my camera's underneath it now? My hand is as out of the way as possible. Okay, again, it's gonna be better to have someone help you so that you're more stable, but you do what you got to do. Again, because I'm moving, both of my arms have the potential to be moving right now, I'm going to take several images. And one way to help stabilize is you take a breath, and at the end of your exhale, that's when you shoot. So that helps stabilize things. But tilting down is how you get rid of glare. Okay, so those are my tips and tricks on photographing your artwork. Just a quick recap, the most important things are taking it at the correct angle, so your camera lens is always parallel to your artwork, whether that's bird's eye view or whether you're tilted up against the wall. And using natural daylight is going to yield the best results. However, every artwork is unique and has its unique challenges, so you're just going to have to experiment with a lot of lighting situations. For the most part, open shade on a sunny day works really well. However, I have had artwork that looks better when I just shoot it in direct sunlight. And lots of times you're not going to notice the subtle differences when you take photographs in all those different scenarios until you get it on your computer screen and see the image digitally. So that's going to be my next video, is showing some of the results of the photographs that I just took and how they look on the digital screen and how I'm going to need to edit them. Taking the photos is just one part of the process. Editing is the next part. However, if you have a really good photograph, then you're not going to have to edit very much. Really, all you want to have to edit is cropping and maybe adjusting the levels a bit. It's not good to start with a crappy photograph and try and edit it back to being a good photograph. There's only so much you can do. There are things you can't do while editing. So you want to start with a good quality photograph. All right, thanks for watching.